Welcome to KD Custom Woodworking. I'm Kevin Dunphy. We're doing a good one today. Closet under stairs. And remember the room and 180-degree staircase. So I end up losing about a touch over a foot there in this room. We're okay. You can easily put a bed there or electrical's all ready. You know, put your night tables, bed right here. And need a little storage, so I don't want to waste this room. And when you do stairs or closet under stairs, it's tricky as hell. I'm right now finished building all this up, so this will hold the stairs nicely. You can see here, it's actually it is support up under each corner. And we built, you know, this corner now. If you remember how the staircase was, is all tied in to here. So we definitely got a lot of support there. So it won't get squeaky throughout the years. Like, you know, that's why it's important to have different backup. Now here, I had to continue the steps here. If I show you right here, it has to be continued to the end. You can't leave it hanging. So I put one support here, all the way here to tie into this. And now I'm gonna put my 2x4s. Let's see how I make out.
I use a jigsaw. You could use skill saw if you don't have a jigsaw. I could easily do it and, you know, finish off the end with the handsaw. I'm gluing it in. This is the corner, so I created really a little post there. Just, you know, make sure that I have continuous support because I was hanging off there a bit because I pushed it back to try to make the landing a little bigger. And I'm just, you know, making sure that this thing's not going to come loose. There's nothing worse than having squeaky stairs. You know, you walk down or stairs feel wobbly.
That's it. This is the last piece. That's just going to go here. We got support. And now we got a sill. I'm going to put it in the shoulder here.
I'm adding a middle post just to have continuous support, but I have a ledge there now at the bottom.
Okay, so I got my pieces and I'm able to, now I have continuous support for my stair all the way back. And if you're new, what's really tricky is, I'll show you why this is so important. So you can put the drywall like this on here. Now you got the corner and you got something to screw in. You know, every corner. On this case, I don't have much of a lip here, so better screw that one in first and go right across. All right, and that's it. Like that. So that's it, and then that's basically a closet. I'll show the finishing when we get into the drywall. We have all the so we have all the framing. Oh, this is the bathroom window. The bathtub will go low here. Should be right about here. Now, one might say, well, a lot of stiffeners in here. Yeah, there's a lot. And a lot of times what I see, I go so many homes after, and, you know, we put cabinets in, is all the separation in the drywall. Trusses will go. First, I used to think it was, well, maybe, you know, the wood shrinking, and then they have big gaps. Then I thought plaster and everything. Then, you know, but a lot of times I go in there, and the walls, you can just touch them like this, and they move. And I think partly a lot of it is just not spending time, because this takes a lot of time, these little pieces. No matter how level you are with this wood, it's like 1/8 of an inch sometimes to get it. Anyways, so we got this nice, beautiful part, the old house, new house, old, new, totally separated. That means we're downtown. When you get the rock wool in here, the insulation, plus remember we had this rock wool. We were up to, what were we up to? R20 already. And then we started putting another R20 just with one layer. We're at R40, which is really, really cool.
So I'm very stoked about that. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to show this. See the window here? You can get in here for this gap. Now there's 1 inch all the way around, and I did it with every window. And I'll show you what I mean. Right in there, there's one inch. Okay, and so I'll spray foam, and then what we'll do is we'll take this styrofoam out to here, obviously, and we'll wrap it around. Now I'm making the shower and doing a walk-in shower. I'm not going curbless only because I'm not comfortable with cutting this out and, you know, recessing it, because I made this really a big structure, so I don't want to cut a big hole in this floor. So I think they can live with the curb. And here I want to come out about, that's my sweet spot, about 34. I went a little less. I went 32 and a quarter right here. I'm going to put in a piece here and then another piece on the outside. And I have exactly 36 inches for walkway. So I'm kind of tight. I don't have as much room as I think. So whether I get the interior 32 or 34 on the curbless, you know, that's my debate, you know, which is talking about this much. Now to set it, it's pretty simple actually. I'm just using my square here. Push in. Right there. That's it. That's all there is to it, really. You know? But I gotta make sure it's square to the room. So I take this up, and we love PL. All right. This is the critical one. Like, if this isn't set right, from your bottom being square and then, you know, following this, if you tried from the top and came down, it'd be a total disaster, actually. I don't think you'd be able to get it. And I just traced it there. And I'm going to put PL. Yeah. You know, I'm going to put there. This will expand. If there's a little joint there, that'll expand. That'll lock in the corner. And I have a little gap in our plywood right here, so hey, let's drop some in there. I know some go like this. I prefer lines. I prefer this. You know? There's a spray cans, but I would do it for the plywood, laying down the plywood, the spray cans, but not for this. I like the thicker one. You know? So my first one is right here. You know, you can see it already grabs right away. All right. Now I could easily pivot there. It's not a big deal. So I'm just going to double check the square. I think I'm right there. I'm at a really good spot square. But we are cutting tile, eh? And I don't want to be cutting V's. I just want to cut straight tile. So what I'm going to do is double check here. So I'm 64 and a quarter. And I'm 64. So it looks like I moved a little, right? I think right about there. $64 and 64. All right. I'm going to go straight down with the gun. Curious how if it moved out a square bit. No, I'm good. I'm good. And I'm going to do one more check, because when you put a lot of PL, it can move. So we said 64, right? Yeah, 64 and a 16th. And exactly 64. Okay, I'm just going to give it a little tap. All right, I'm just eyeballing that. I'm going to walk away now. And I can give it a little shot this way. I want to be. Now I'm going to get down below. And I'm going to go, obviously I got to go a lot here to give you an idea. I'm going to go right about almost to the end. You're going to see what I did in a sec. I left a little lap there, because when I come with the second piece, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a little notch. Yeah. It's just easier for me doing it this way. Alright. So I'm almost there. This is twisted. Most definitely I'm twisted here. So we're going to go look here. Actually, not so bad. That's good. You know, mine is a bend, but if I push that bend in, I'm straight. Excuse me. So I'm going to put this over, hold this. There we go. Yeah, that's almost dead on there. Okay, so now I have it pretty good up here. I got an overhang because I went a little over, but I'm going to put another one there. So I'm pretty good there. Another one. I'm going to put another piece there. So I'm pretty straight, and more importantly, I got it nice and square. This is so critical. This took me about an hour to play around with this to make sure. So don't feel that you're in a rush, because you know you do this wrong, man. You're in for a world of hurt. That's it. So on this, I'm just going to laminate. I like starting when I laminate something like this in the middle. That's the weakest part of your board. You can use the screws, but I love doing it this. And try to be surgical. I'm kind of like this, you know, to a little more down here. And this thing, man, does it give it a nice kick, eh? I had a little chop saw, and I cut all these pieces. These are my bottom pieces, but they're all exact. So now, like, I don't really have to check for level or anything. Everything here I'm just following through, keeping everything square. So I got 4 of these, and I'm not even going to think about it. You know, put the glue, yes. The other thing was, you know, you've seen some with the half wall, and I'm not a fan of these half walls on the bathrooms. I mean, a half wall, you never really get it strong.
Now I go here. I'm going to do one thing different here though. And I'm going to show why in about 2 seconds. I don't really have anything here, like on that wall. I'm pretty solid, but here, I'm not. If you're doing it, take it from the cabinet maker. Clamps. This has, like I said, this has to be, you know, solid. Just ever so slightly right there. There we go. You see how much it bounces, eh? Look at that, eh? Beautiful. I don't really need to glue it, like the glue wouldn't stick, but I got the glue out. And what the hell, eh? Just a little bit on the end grain, you know, that'll help. You know, like I said, tile can't move and wood is flexible. So, you know, I'm just gonna go on top. I'm gonna try something, 1 sec. You can see right here, this piece is a real piece of crap. It's splitting. So I'm not too happy about that. And you can see here, there's, I mean, on the end grain right here, look at that one. Whew. I mean, I gotta obviously cut a new one. I'll save that for a small one. That's a piss off, eh? This time of the year, though, the stores, when they have it inside, they have it cranked. Their heat. I'm only just eyeballing this, you know, just kind of splitting the difference, and I'm just putting it where I think it'll give me the most strength. I'm not going to tow it in with this because I'm afraid it's going to split. So I'm just going to get a couple of screws. I'll tow it in the side. There we go, and you can see right away, look at that, eh? I'm already starting to get a little better. And I'm gonna sneak one right here. It's a bit of a turn there. And I'm gonna sneak one right in the back here. There we go. Now I'm doubling it up here. I have a slight bow in the wood, ever so slightly here. Now I'm going to get it out. And why is that? A lot of the wood now is, I don't know. It's this time of the year, right? It's a bad time. But by rights, though, I'll be honest with you, I should have maybe, I don't want this so tight. Okay, I got a good day. I'm gonna get this clamped. I'll show you what I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna do is right about here. If I can get it right there. And what I'm looking for is a little bit of PL right there. There's a gap. Perfect, just a hair. Now, I'm standing back. Not bad. I'm gonna go touch more. Now the rest, it's kind of, it's kind of like an optical illusion. I'm dead level though. Just ever so slight twist. So that's about it. And I gotta put one up that corner, and I only have 4 clamps. All right, onward. Now I gotta jump around this. All right, so it's the next day. What kind of work did I do? How much did I do in one day? Because sometimes you're gonna beat yourself up thinking I taken so long. I finished the framing all over there, which is good. All my corners, everything, all ready for drywall, all that. I discussed that. Now this, I glued all here. And I'm going to say this once. I've been in so many houses. The framing is weak. I mean, limp weak. And they're there, well, we'll put drywall on it. No. I'm going to send a message out there. No more. No mas. All right? You saw me glue this, whatever. Now, Prince is going to go here. He's going to take the measurements right now. He's going to cut it back 25 3/8 by 40 5/8. Notice we use the nearest 8, and we don't, so he's going to cut it back here. We're going to make our own niche. I don't like those plastic Kirby little things, and I see the videos on it, and I've taken so many bathrooms. I've never seen so much damage after Kirby. How much water those plastic things hold, and it just goes through, and then all of a sudden you're replacing floor joists after. And I really think Kirby and a lot of these, well, I'm not going to mention names. I better bleep that out. I'm just a small guy. Next thing you know, I'll get a cease and desist letter from these guys. Kirby, whatever the hell their name is. You know the guys. I'm going to put cement board on this. And you can see here. Give it a shot, Prince. Come on, Prince. I want to have... Okay, what is it? 1 to 10. What do we got there?
11.
Why I glued and why they're 3. One piece might twist on you, but if one piece twists and you have 3, they're not all going to twist at the same time. So this will remain intact, and I got a full 34 inches. And I left it clamped overnight, and that's the way it's going to be. I will sneak a 2x4 here on the bottom of here and here on the bottom and add stiffeners. You can say, well, I'm going to stop, see a little bit of resonating. It's going to be like this, you know. And that's it. So I'm going to get Prince to make the niche here. He's got his measurements. Don't ask me again, Prince. So Prince made the cabinet for the niche. I think it's amazing. And you can see here, it's got a little bit of PL leaking here, a little bit there. That's exactly what I wanted. I want this strong. Okay. Now I'm going to take it out. It's about a 16th smaller around.
If you try this at home, making your own cabinet, it was pretty easy. The secret is really just have a square back, and then your sides will easily just screw them in, and it's not more complicated than that. I'm putting a lot of PL there. Like I said, I had a 16th of an inch gap on both sides. The top will be an 1/8, and you know, I don't want anything with the wood underneath moving or anything on the plywood. I want this really no issues when we put tile in there. I'm going to and the screws, I'm kind of pulling one corner, and now I'm going up in the other corner. Get my corners flush as I can, and you know, getting a little pull. It's not about cranking that drill. Just try to remember it's variable speed with the when you push on the power, you know, push a little, it'll pull, but if you push all the way, it'll take off on you. So get used to it. It's a good skill to learn. And I'm keeping both screws same size, like left, right, and keeping equal pressure. I don't need a hell of a lot of screws in there. And, you know, that's going to last. Now, I had audio trouble, so bear with me. I just wanted to show the end. Now, look at the supports we have there in the back and on the bottom. So when I screw in my cement board, everything else, and my joints are going to be solid. There's not going to be like any vibration, or if the wood tries to move or shrink, it's not going to pull open. And that's what we've done. And my shirt made it without any PL, not one drop. Thanks for watching. I'm going to see you on the next video. Thank you. Bye.